Yeah, it's amazing how many times I get this question. So I'm going to try and answer what is effectively probably about a dozen questions, all similar with this one video. So it's all about your intention. When you are buying a property, if you are looking to hold on to it, then yes, a buy-to-let mortgage is absolutely the right thing to do. If your intention is to refurbish it and then flip it onto a buy-to-let or refurbish it and then tenant it, then the right product is a bridge and loan or a bridge to let product, which tend to be more favourable, especially if you're doing a smaller project that you can turn within weeks instead of months. Because sometimes this 6-month rule does apply and lenders won't even consider looking at a property to refinance unless you've owned it for 6 months. But that's no good if you've improved the value hugely in a matter of weeks. So it's not necessarily about trying to get a buy-to-let deal to get a cheaper deal. It's about getting the right deal based on your intention. And if your intention is to sell, then 100% do not take a buy-to-let mortgage out. If the intention is to sell, cash or a bridge and loan is the way to go. Now, there's no harm in using a bridge to let and then selling it. But if you decide not to sell it, then you can flip it onto a buy-to-let. That just gives you options. That's just savvy investing. That's intelligent, entrepreneurial property trading. But it's all about the intention. Years ago, I went on a massive buying spree with a great product with no early repayment charge. But the reason why we were using it is because it was a HMO product and it was highly gearing. It was high loan to value. And we went on a huge buying spree. But what happened is in 2015, 2 massive legislation changes came about, which meant that the market boomed. And I'm talking literally 50% as a minimum we were getting on properties that we just finished refurbishing or we just literally bought. So with no early repayment charge, we had the flexibility to capitalize on a market which was massively about to change. So we decided to sell a shitload of property. I'm talking maybe 30 properties inside of 4 months. And in some cases, because we didn't want to miss the deadline of when the stamp duty was going to increase, we had 2 sales going through with 2 separate contracts, with 2 separate law firms on one property. Because if we were going to get messed around on one, we still had the other going. And if it got to the point where there was 2 sales ready to exchange, then we would cherry pick. It actually never got to that. We knew the market so well. We knew the amount of twisters in the market, and we were getting messed around on literally every single sale. But what happened is the lender got pretty pissed off because we had sold literally 30 properties, all with buy-to-let mortgages on within a very short space of time. And they said, look, was your intention always to sell these? And we said, no, it was always to hold them. We've got actually agreements with investors and tenants that this was all geared up for the long term. It's just because we were able to shift very quickly with a change in market that we capitalized on it. And they understood it, and it took a little bit of time, but we eventually got it through and everything was hunky-dory. So the learning is always to use the correct product for your intentions. Even if those intentions change, it's absolutely fine as long as you can prove what originally set out to do was the right thing according to the loan.